Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of SoTellUs Time. We are super excited to be here with you on Tuesday morning. It's going to be a great day. We're going to be learning, and then you're going to implement. And when you implement, you're going to improve. So learn, implement, improve. That's what we need to be doing in business. That's what you're going to be doing today. We're talking about the hidden cost of average employees. What is average really costing you in your business? We're going to break down the hidden cost of tolerating average performance in your business and why mediocrity is never neutral. Whether you run a home service business or childcare center, local service company, or a growing organization, allowing average employees, average follow-up, average customer service, and average leadership standards can quietly destroy your culture, your customer experience, growth, and peace of mind. You guys do not want to allow average in your business. Are you just an average business? Then why would you allow or accept average, right? Okay, Troy, let's jump in. This is going to be a good one. And I think it's going to be a hard one for a lot of people. It's hard for us too. Employees, when we talk about employees, especially when we talk about the people that we have brought in and the family we've created, it's hard sometimes to either hold the line and hold the standard or let people go or make a change when it's not being upheld on their end.
Right. Exactly. So let's define average real quick, right? So let's clarify what average looks like in real businesses. So average would be not following up with leads quickly, right? So do you have an average salesperson that they don't follow up very quickly on those leads? It could be inconsistent customer experience. And we talked about customer experience last week, right? So this kind of follows up with that. Do you have that employee that they're always just doing the minimum required, right? It's like whatever the minimum is, they're just barely scraping by, you know? And I'll tell you, like those employees that they track their, they're like, hey, I'm going to work 40 hours a week. And they track their 40 hours to exactly 40 hours. And they're like, you watch them the last 10 minutes of the day doing nothing, but just waiting to hit the button to clock out.
You're lucky if it's the last 10 minutes and not like the last 3 hours.
Yeah, very true. Right. So doing the minimum required is a big one. Avoiding ownership and initiative. They don't want to take ownership for anything. They don't want to have any initiative. They're just doing the minimum. Right. So like Trevor said, like if you're in a childcare industry, that might be a teacher who supervises, but doesn't actually engage with the children or communicate with the parents. Right. If you're home services, that could be that tech who completes the job, but they don't upsell, they don't educate, or they don't build trust.
And you know what we're talking about. That's the one that you're always like, they just don't do it like I do it. In fact, that's a lot of people's fear. A lot of the solopreneurs' fear of getting that first employee is they're not going to do it like I do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you, especially with our review and referral business, we've seen this so many times where it's like a business owner's like, yeah, you know what? Like my techs they won't ask for a review.
They won't do it.
They won't do it. And it's like, what? Like, first off, that's their job. You can make that part of their job.
Yeah.
And second off, you should be really concerned when your employee won't ask for a review, because that means they probably didn't do a good job.
Right.
So they don't want a review, right? So that's your standard for average right there. Okay. So here's the thing. It's important to understand that average isn't just neutral. It quietly lowers your standard.
Yeah.
Right. So having those average employees are actually bringing your standard in your business down.
And the longer that you allow it, the harder it's going to be to get it back up. It really is.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the hard conversations are best to just have right away. In fact, Troy and I mean, we have part of our theme this year, we were talking about earlier in podcast, is good, better, best. And one of those good, better, best things is see something, say something. So if we see something that needs to be corrected, we're going to say it quickly. And Actually, it's worked really, really well. It's not as hard. It's like we dread it. Oh, I don't want to say anything, but once we do it, we're like, oh, okay, that was so much better than we thought, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, and it corrects things quickly so they don't become a bigger problem, right?
Totally.
So let's talk about the hidden costs of tolerating average. Number one, it lowers your team's standards, right? What you tolerate becomes the culture of your company. And that's what you need to understand. Like a lot of times we think like, this is our culture. It's the very best that we do, right? When we do our very best job, that's not your culture. Your culture is what is the worst that you do, right? You know, that's really where your culture is. So, you know, and here's the thing. If you have high performers in your business, they're going to take notice and they're going to say to themselves, why am I going above and beyond when nobody else is?
Right.
Right. And that's the thing. The result is your best people are either going to disengage and they're going to do less. They're going to lower themselves to the standard, right? Or they're going to leave. They're going to be like, you know what? This is not the place I thought it was. I'm better than this and I'm going to go somewhere else. Right. So you do not want to lose your best performers because of your average, because you tolerate your average employee, right? Or below average employee. Okay, the next one is it really hurts customer experience. So again, if you didn't listen to last week's podcast, go back and listen to that. Right? But here's the thing. Customers don't compare you to your intent. They compare you to their experience. So again, it doesn't matter how good your intentions are to create a great experience for them. It's the experience they got that matters. Right. So some examples of that are missed calls, slow follow-ups, lack of enthusiasm, you know, when your employees are talking to them on the phone. We talked about that last week, right? So those are the things that are going to affect your customer experience. And when that experience goes down, guess what? Your customers go somewhere else, right? So you really need to be paying attention to, you know, do my parents trust me if you're a childcare center? You know, am I creating a wow factor or is the experience going down, right? The other thing that it does is another hidden cost is it really caps your growth, right? So you can't scale excellence on an average team, right? If you have an average team, you are going to be capped at what you can do because they're only going to do so much.
Let me put it this way. You can't get orange juice from squeezing a lime. Yeah. Right? You can't get orange juice. You can't get excellence from average. It ain't going to happen.
Absolutely. And here's what's going to happen is you're going to become the bottleneck in the business because you're going to have to fix all the problems. You're going to have to fix the mistakes that your average team makes. You're going to have to be handling escalations, right? Your team's going to be not doing a good job. So then you're going to be spending your time trying to fix it with the client, which means that you're not going to be able to grow the business because you're fixing the problems, right? So your growth is literally going to stall out because systems rely on people who don't execute well, right? And now for you as an owner, it's going to drain you as an owner as well, right? You're going to have constant frustration. Why can't they just do it right?
Totally. Why can't they just pay attention to detail?
Yeah. How many times have you said that to yourself? Totally. If you are constantly saying that to yourself, you know what type of employee you have, right? So, and also your mental load increases, meaning that you're going to have to do more checking, more reminding, more redoing.
It's called babysitting. Is that what you did? You started a company so you could babysit, become a babysitter?
Yeah. Do you want to make babysitter wages?
You're a really expensive babysitter, friend.
Right.
Or listen, you could be making a lot more, you know, if you were not babysitting and just had the right people.
Exactly. Absolutely. So here's the thing. You stay stuck in the operations instead of leadership. right? You can't be an effective leader because you are babysitting your team. So next one, let's talk about, I mean, this all makes sense, right? But let's talk about why we tolerate average in our business, because it makes sense. So why are we doing it? It doesn't make sense for us to do it. So why are we still doing it? And there's a couple of reasons why. A big one is fear-based reasons, right? Number one, it's hard to find people right now. And it could be, right?
Totally.
Could be hard. I mean, I know that just in the tech industry, I think 145,000 people got laid off in the last 3 months. So there might be more people out there.
30,000, right? Didn't just one company do 30,000?
Yeah, exactly. So there might be more people out there than you think, right?
Right now, there probably is better. It's better for the small business, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it might be hard, right? That's one of the reasons there are excuses that we use of why we don't, get rid of that average employee. We say to ourselves, well, at least they show up. At least they're a warm body. They're here. Man. They may not be doing the job, but they're here, right? Yeah. And then this one, I've said this one before many a time. Well, I don't have time to train someone new. Right? That one, I will admit, I have said that one. I don't have time. I'm too busy. What am I too busy doing, Trevor? I am too busy checking on them, reminding them, and redoing their work. I'm too busy babysitting that I don't have time to train someone to actually do the job right. Right? So where does that blame fall? It falls on me, right? So there's leadership blind spots, right? Lack of clear standards, avoiding hard conversations. We don't want to talk to them about it. We don't want to have that conversation. So we just let it keep going.
Look, but here's in corporation, poop rolls downhill. But in small business, being an entrepreneur, poop flies at your face. It flies up, okay? It slaps you whoosh, right in the face. Sorry for the visual, but it's true. And I want you to understand it. Like, you as an entrepreneur, when you chose to build your own business, you were saying, I'm signing up for the poo-poo coming up, not rolling down. Yes. If you're trying to roll it down to your employees, you're just going to lose them anyways, because nobody's going to work for you. In corporations, they can do that. They've got the money, they got the funds, right? But not in small business, not as an entrepreneur. You're going to take it.
Exactly. So the key insight here is short-term comfort creates long-term cost, right? You're just delaying it and you're hurting your business in the long term. Okay, so how do you raise the standards? Now we know we've got an issue. How do we raise the standard, right? So first off, we got to define what great looks like in our business, right? We're going to be specific. What are our response times? What are our customer interaction standards? What are our communication expectations, right? We actually just implemented this in our business. We put in some new service level agreements, right? Or standards, where basically it's like when one of our clients communicates in, how quickly is our team going to communicate back, right? And we didn't just say it, we're actually tracking it.
Yeah, we're monitoring.
Yeah, we're monitoring it. So we can literally sit down with our employees and say, hey, look, here's our standard and you are way below the standard, right? So you need to set specific standards. This is what great looks like, and this is where we expect you to be, right? You need to make it visible and you need to make it measurable. That's the key, right? You can't just say, we all need to be better. Okay, boss. We'll be better.
We'll do it, man. They're giving you the thumbs up, but and if you're on YouTube, you can see what I was doing. Thumbs up, but as you walk away, they're giving you a different finger.
Yes, exactly. All right. The other thing you got to do, and Trevor talked about it, is address it directly, right? Yeah. You need to have clear, respectful conversations. Here's the gap. Here's the expectation, right? Don't hint at them doing a better job. Be direct. And like Trevor said, see something, say something right off the bat, and I'll tell you what, it's hard in the beginning. I can tell you that I've walked into an office, saw something, walked out of the office, and then caught myself, turned back around and went back into the office.
Yeah, listen, I'll be honest. There's times I walked in, saw something, turned around, walked back out, sat back down, and went back to what I was doing because I didn't want to deal with it. Or I was so busy. I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this right now. I'm trying to do what I got to do.
Yep, exactly. So address it directly, address it quickly, right? And then the next thing is reinforce and reward excellence.
Yeah.
So recognize your top performers publicly, right? Do it in front of the whole company. Yep. Make those people feel really good so that, and again, that's another way to keep your top performers is by recognizing them, right? But it also is going to show the ones that are not performing, oh, snap, the boss is paying attention, at who's doing what. So recognize those top performers publicly, tie performance to opportunity, raises, bonuses, leadership roles, right? So reward excellence. And again, that's going to make your top people want to be there and work harder. And those other people, they're going to fall behind. You're going to recognize them. And then you're going to have to, do what you got to do with them.
Yep.
Right. And here's the next one. Do what you got to do, right? Be willing to make changes. So if someone won't rise to your standard, they may not be the right fit for your business.
It's true.
And so it's important to understand keeping the wrong person is more expensive than replacing them. And that's hard to say, right? Because again, we have relationships with these people, we care about them, we care about their families, but ultimately we've got to care about not only the business and our family, but we got to care about the families of all the other employees.
That's right.
As well. And we got to care about our customers. And we got to care about their families. So there's so much more on the line than just that one person. So remember that. All right, Trevor, that was a lot, but what do you, anything you want to add before we get to the end?
Yeah, I would just say one of the things that we personally do and what we've been doing this year is we tell people, hey, listen, we're a small business. We've got 23 employees. Yes, we look like a very large company when it comes to looking at our customer base, thousands upon thousands of clients in, 30, whatever it is, 35, 36 countries now. And we look big. But as far as size, we've only got 23 employees. We're not huge. We're not crazy. And so we tell everybody the person sitting next to you is affected by the work that you do. If you don't do your job, they will feel it. Someone else has to pick it up. So we're small enough, guys, that it matters. Every person in this company matters. And we remind them of that often. So that might be something that can help, because when we see something and say something, it's, hey, it's not because we're getting all over you. We're not trying to micromanage you. We don't want to beat on you. We want you to understand it matters. So we need you to pull your weight. If everybody wants to make more money, everybody wants bonuses and raises and all this stuff, but if you're not pulling your weight, that's going to hurt everybody. Okay. So that's what we share with everybody. That's what we share with our employees. And we share it often so that they understand this is not like, oh, this is the corporation that's got billions of dollars and we're just being the bad guys. No, it matters. Okay. When you feel it, I feel it. When I feel it, you're going to feel it too. We all feel it together. Woo, lots of feelings going around, right? Okay, guys. Well, listen, last thought, your business will never outperform the standard that you tolerate. You set the standard, and what you tolerate is how your business is going to perform. So this week, what I want you to do is identify one average area or person in your business that you've been avoiding taking care of or talking to or replacing. And that's people or systems too, processes. And I want you to make that decision and or have that conversation. Okay. That's what we're doing this week. Guys, if you feel like this episode hit at home, please like, share, comment. Get this out to other business owners. We love you. We appreciate you. We love spending our time with you. And we just want to keep this bad boy growing. It has been growing like crazy. And it's because of you. You're spending your time sharing, liking, commenting, getting it out there. We appreciate that. We see it. It's growing. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. And we will check you guys out on the next episode of SoTellUs Time.